Hi, I'm reviewing The Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman. The movie's a prolonged meditation on the nature of God, the existence of God. The main story centers around a knight who goes off to the Crusades to fight, to try to reclaim the Holy Land. And he returns home only to find that the plague, the bubonic plague, is ravaged, all the towns in the countryside. Um, the movie opens with him on a beach. We're assuming that he's like just returned. Um, it's very metaphorical how he comes back. He doesn't arrive on a ship or anything. He just kind of wakes up on the seashore, and immediately he's met with death, and he challenges death to a chess game that gets drawn out over the course of the whole movie. He he says that he has to fulfill an errand before he feels like death can take him. And that errand really is the fact that he wants to know whether God exists or not. He's having a profound debate within himself because he's just spent the last 10 years fighting for this holy purpose, and now he feels like there is no God. Um, and it's incredible. It's very, it's clearly very upsetting to him because if there is no God, then everything is just emptiness and there's no meaning to living. There's no purpose. Which I guess on a philosophical level I disagree with. Whether God is there or not. I still feel like it's worthwhile to live your life to its utmost. Um, but apparently this guy doesn't feel that way, which I can see because if there is no God and the only thing we have are things that are on this earth, he's confronted with all these horrible images of he sees the wife that leaves her husband. And around the countryside there's these troop of religious fanatics that walk around in these parades, whipping each other. So they're trying to show God that they're punishing themselves, so that He doesn't need to punish them with the plague, which is pretty effed up. But all that stuff really happened, so there's a historical case for all of it. So that's the knight's journey is the primary focus of it. And the knight travels around with the squire, and really they're two sides of the same person. The knight is the one who is chivalrous and he wants to believe that there is a God, which is why he's so hurt that there may not be one. While the squire is a lot funnier and he's very realistic, a lot more similar to me. He's long ago accepted that there is no God, but he's the one who gives a great commentary. Like when this wife and her husband are fighting, he's basically making a commentary on everything that's happening and calls out every stage of this fight that's going to happen. He's very very intelligent, very in tune with human nature and how we interact with each other. And he's got a lot of great insights. And he discusses. He's the one who goes farther than the knight. The knight purely sticks with is there a God? Is there a God? And the squire, he goes into other aspects. He discusses why humans feel the need to create an afterlife and a God. Why or how religious institutions use that fear and uncertainty to control people. And he even has conversations about the nature of relationships between men and women. It definitely is all from a very masculine point of view, though. But the script is very rich, very dense. Ideal for those of us out there who obsess about useless philosophical issues, which I would say I'm maybe in the top 10 of all time. Yes, I love focusing on useless things. What was this? Cinematography. It's shot very well. The shots are all well composed. There's a lot of middle foreign background type images. With some guy up front here like this, and the shots are well composed. It's shot well, but I felt like there's not a whole lot of camera movement. The camera's very static. And even though they switch angles up a lot, but the camera doesn't, move too much. And it doesn't need to all the time, but sometimes at least. But there's definitely a few scenes where the camera work is a little more, metaphorical, and they tell more of a story. But it almost feels like it's kind of shot like a soap opera a little bit. and maybe it's just standing out even more to me because the last movie I saw was 8.5 with these just like crazy with all these crazy shots. But it's that's the only sense I would say that it's lacking a little bit. Just because, and not just because it's not interesting, but the fact that the camera work is so predictable and regimented, it kind of took me out of it because I felt like my mind would wander, even though I was really interested in all the dialogue that was going on. It still, it distracted me. Ironically, the fact that the camera work was not, that it didn't branch out too much, that fact is distracting to me. So, but it was a great movie. I would recommend it to anybody out there who enjoys a good, philosophical challenge. The Seventh Seal gets a good solid 4 punches in the face. See you guys next time.